Hey everybody, it's lesson 612. Number stories, adding and subtracting, fractions and mixed numbers. When we talk about math, we want to think about our math vocabulary and what it means. Mixed numbers are the number that has a part that is a whole number, my one whole, and a part that is a fraction, 3/4. Let's talk about backpacks. Joe is choosing a backpack. The black one weighs 1 5/8 pounds. The blue one weighs 2 1/8 pounds. How much more does the black backpack weigh than the blue backpack? First, what's our number model with an unknown? Since we are comparing in the story, how much more does the black backpack weigh? We're going to do a subtraction number model. 2 1/8 minus 1 5/8 equals B. That's my unknown. Now, let's think about some strategies. First thing I think about is if I want to subtract, I know with my whole numbers I can do 2 minus 1, but I only have 1/8 and I need to take away 5/8. I can't do that. So I need to think about decomposing my 2 1/8. Now, how did I do that? Here, I went to the eToolkit on ConnectEd so I could look at my fraction pieces. And I have my 2 wholes and my 1/8. I'm going to try to take 5/8 away. I can't do it. So let me break my 1 whole over here into 8ths. So now I changed this 1 whole into 8/8. What do I have now? 1 whole and these 8/8 plus this 1/8, 9/8. 1 whole and 9/8. If I have 9/8, I will have enough to subtract. So 1 whole minus 1 whole, 0. 9/8 minus 5/8 will leave me with 4/8. Since I also know that 4/8 is equal to 1/2, I can answer the question with either of these fractions. I can say that the black backpack weighs 4/8 of a pound more than the blue backpack, or I can say that the black backpack weighs 1/2 pound more than the blue backpack. Now, this isn't the only strategy that we can use. Another strategy for solving this type of story is to think about subtracting by counting up. So we will think about the story being 1 5/8 plus how much more to get to 2 1/8. Okay, so if I have 1 5/8, I know that 3 more eighths will get me to 8/8. That's another whole. I'm up to 2. Okay, I'm up to 2 wholes. How many more do I need to get to 2 1/8? I just need 1/8 more. So I added 3/8 and I added another 1/8 to count up from 1 5/8 to 2 1/8. So I counted up 3/8 plus 1/8. I counted up 4/8. One final way that you can look at solving this type of story is to decompose both mixed numbers and make them into equivalent fractions so that your subtraction will be just involving fractions. So for 2 1/8, I have 2 wholes and 1/8. My 2 wholes, if I decompose that into eighths, 1 whole is 8/8, 2 wholes is 16/8. 16/8 and 1/8 is 17/8. So I just decomposed 2 1/8 into an improper fraction, 17/8. If I do the same thing with 1 5/8, my 1 whole, 5/8, my 1 whole can be broken down into 8/8. 8/8 and 5/8 is 13/8. 13/8 is equivalent to 1 5/8. Now I can subtract 17/8 minus 13/8 equals 4/8. With each of these strategies, I came up with the same answer. Let's look at one more problem. Omar is choosing between 2 new backpacks. The green one weighs 1 6/8 pounds, and the black one weighs 7/8 of a pound more than the green one. How much does the black backpack weigh? What number model will solve this story? For this story, I need to add 1 6/8 plus 7/8 because the black one weighs 7/8 more than the green one, so I need to take the weight of the green backpack and add 7/8 of a pound more. My number model with unknown. When I add 6/8 and 7/8 together, I'm going to end up with 13/8, 1 13/8. I don't want to report my answer with an improper fraction, so let's look at our fraction circles again on ConnectEd. Here I have 1 13/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Can I make any wholes out of that? 8/8 make 1 whole. So if I put these 8/8 together to make 1 whole, I have 2 wholes, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 2 5/8. So now I know that my black backpack weighs 2 5/8 pounds more than the green backpack. Are you ready for some math stories tomorrow in class? See you tomorrow.